Hell Block Horror,
and I think that's what it's called. And Halloween, which was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Halloween was great. The last room was insanity. But we are gonna do 2 more houses, and then we're gonna take a little break inside the bar upstairs at Fallon, and then I don't know what else we're gonna do. We're just gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it's awesome so far. I love it.
Yeah. We got some really good food at Cafe La Bamba. We're gonna try that sour beer thing.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters beer.
Lacto cooler, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. But we're having a good time. Yeah. And I'm excited. And at some point we're gonna have to use this light. So hopefully it wins characters. But yes. Happy horror night!
Love that.
Denizen?
Denizen, yeah.
It's a brand of genius.
It specifically isn't citizens. We're going to begin our journey with Hell Block Horror. Say that 3 times fast. So we're gonna head into Ward 31. There's another 31 popping up for us, where this prison has been containing all of these monsters and different creatures. Some of them you might recognize from events past, but there's been a problem. There's been this like powerful core at the center of this prison, and that's what's been holding all these monsters captive all this time. But there's a problem with the core, of course. So we have to get in there and detonate that core to kind of get rid of the prison and save ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're on a mission.
So we did John Carpenter's 1978 film Halloween. I did not get to experience the one in 2014, which apparently was amazing, but I did get to experience the one that was either in 2016 or 2017. I think it was 2016, but this house was so much fun. I had a blast in it. I thought it was so fun. I love Michael Myers. He is my favorite horror icon. So to be in the film and see him from like childhood all the way to like adulthood was really cool. There were a couple Michaels that were about my height, and I kept on joking that they were adolescent Michael, so there you go.
Little Latin American village, and we're just kind of wandering through these beautiful streets, and then we see a really nice old lady making some masks that kind of look like a little dog. And she looks so friendly, so we're just going to keep wandering into the streets. Turns out that it's a trap that's being used to lure all these tourists to sate the hunger of the Chupacabra. Basically, for the townspeople to save themselves, they're going to sacrifice all of us. And it's not actually the festival of the Chupacabra, it's the festival de sangre. I probably said that wrong, but it means blood in Spanish. So, yeah. Something that's really cool about this house is that in every room you're going to be able to either see or hear the Chupacabra to kind of keep that sense of he's always around. So, let's see if we can make it out. We're here for Halloween Horror Nights 26. I feel like a good word. So in that year, we had a scare zone called Dead Man's Wharf. It was in the San Francisco area. This is a sequel. She's so excited. This is a sequel to that. This is Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake. So we're traveling to New England. So I feel very at home in this house. It's a little seaside town, an abandoned pier that everyone's forgotten about. So essentially, we have the captain's widow, who has long passed. She is a ghost now, and she's kind of playing this song on her violin and calling all of these fishermen back to kind of attack everyone that forgot about them and their beer.
Wow.
Yeah. This one is like chock full of references. So a few standouts. We're gonna head in, and you're gonna see like a bar with a spooky fisherman guy, technical term. There's gonna be a corkboard on the right-hand side. You will see a Jaws reference. It says something about Quince. You will see, if you were here for Halloween Horror Nights 29, we had the Depths of Pier house with the mouth brooders. There's a picture of mouth brooders in there. You will see a boat named Rita, which is a reference to the creature of the Black Lagoon. That's going to be towards the end. And the very first boat that you see on your left is my personal favorite reference. It says Spencer. It's kind of hard to see. That is named for Rick Spencer, who passed earlier in the year. He used to be with Universal Creative. So that's just a little tribute to him. Yeah. So let's see if we can make it out of this abandoned pier, shall we?
Can you do?
Okay, so we have done Dead Man's Wharf,
Or Dead Man's Pier.
which is
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra was amazing. The sets in Dead Man's Pier,
Out of this world.
phenomenal. Like that is my new favorite house that I've ever done.
Oh yeah.
That there were nods to Jaws, to Rick Spencer, who was a designer for Universal Orlando, who passed away earlier this year. Nod to Dead Man's Dead Waters. No, not Dead Waters. Austin's house.
The
Depths of Fear.
Depths of Fear.
There were just so many beautiful things in that house. Fiesta de Chupacabra was amazing. As a Hispanic, I was always told to stay away from the Chupacabra and all that stuff, so it was not anything remotely to what I was expecting, but all of those puppets deserve a hug. They were incredible.
I wanted to give them a treat. They're so
They were so good.
cute at the same time.
I loved it. That was one of my favorite houses, but Dead Man's Pier.
Incredible. El Chupacabra was all in Spanish.
Yeah, all of the triggers and all of the signs and stuff like that are in Spanish, which is really cool. But now we are in the Jimmy Fallon bar area. I got my lacto cooler. Cora got a spellbound cab. So now I think we're gonna do Spirits of the Coven after this one, which I'm very excited for.
I feel very spellbound.
I'm feeling like I'm doing Ghostbusters. R.I.P. Ghostbusters. Do miss the Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters. But yeah, we're having a really good time. I don't think I could ever go back to Horror Nights without an R.I.P. tour or Express ever again.
Yeah, we've tasted the riches.
Which means that now our frequent fears are probably gonna have Express, which is so expensive. And it is about to pour, but everyone is going back inside. But look at everyone just sitting outside. They're waiting to go into the houses that are in there, so we're gonna go and do Spirits.
So I got a lacto cooler. The can is actually very pretty. It's very, very pretty. It is 5.5 in alcohol. It's from Voodoo Brewing Company in Meadville, PA. It's pretty good.
We are gonna go back to my hometown for this one. We're going to Salem, Massachusetts. We're also gonna time travel to the 1920s into a speakeasy run by witches. So this one is very interesting because you'll notice that all of the witches that you meet right up front are all very beautiful, and that's on purpose. They're luring you farther into the speakeasy so they can use you, particularly the men, to take your blood and brew all their potions. That's also why we're in a speakeasy, because they're using the distillery equipment in order to brew those potions, if that makes sense. Yeah. This one also, you'll see lots of 31s throughout. And I don't want to give too much away because it's my favorite, but I think you're gonna like it. We're gonna go back to 1954 for the scare zone, into an unnamed New York little town. And it's the annual Halloween parade, because a lot of our things happen on Halloween this year, like our scare zones in our houses. So it's the annual Halloween parade. This year it is sponsored by Major Sweets. And he has provided all the candy, and all the kids are, of course, eating it. And once they consume it, there's a big shift, and they turn into murderers. Super fun. Yeah. So there's a lot of cool things about the scare zone. So my biggest fun fact is that all the floats that you'll see are made by Kern Studios. They make all of our Mardi Gras floats, and then also like the real Mardi Gras in New Orleans, they make their floats as well. And then all of the characters' costumes are meant to look like homemade, because in 1954 people still like homemade their Halloween costumes, you know. You'll notice that all of the victims, especially the men, are wearing hats because in the 50s men would wear hats on like daily basis. And then my number one favorite is that all of the characters that we're supposed to have come off of the floats are all inspired by candy. So we might see Miss Treats, who has a pink wig that looks like cotton candy. So let's see if we can survive Sweet Revenge.
There's my angel.
What a treat! Our sponsor, Major Sweets, is here with our mayor. Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, our mayor is giving Major Sweets the key to the city. What an honor. Oh, and in return, Major Sweets is giving the mayor's kid a chocolate bar. Wow, folks. That kid is hungry. Gee, Willy Willikers. There must be a lot of sugar in that candy. The kid is jumping off the wall. Oh no! Oh. Oh no! Where did that child get a knife? Someone, get help! No! No! Not the mayor! It's a madhouse! A madhouse!
Don't eat the candy, please. It's bad. Kids start killing everywhere. It's not good. Stay away from it, please. I just got this in Macy's and now there's blood all over it.
Not Macy's. Macy's. Stay safe. I love you.
Disrespecting Mother Nature. So, let's survive.
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature.
Would you say that the scarecrows are part of a scream squad?
If you would like them to be, we can invite them to the screen spot. I know this one we've had some much anticipatoriness and a lot of questions. So Scream Squad, we're ready to go into, see just for you, are you ready to go into the Weekend After Hours Nightmare? So essentially, our storyline, we're on the Vegas Strip, we're partying, it's been a really long night, we're about to call it quits. But then we hear like a whisper on the wind of this elite after party with a super exclusive DJ at an abandoned warehouse. So of course we have to go. We get there, somehow make it past the bouncer, slip behind this curtain, see a man strapped to a chair with all these wires coming out of his head, and you're seeing all this like light and essence like pulled out of him. We don't really know what's going on. So we're trying to figure out if we're in a dream, possibly a nightmare, to see if we can make it out alive.
I can't wait. We're about to do the Weeknd. This music is copywritten, so I'm gonna try not to vlog as much, but I'm so excited. Oh my god.
I'm so excited! So it's really cool to see everybody like jamming out to the music, and it's like a club atmosphere. It is so cool, and honestly, it lived up to the hype, and I absolutely adore this house so much with everything inside me.
So Larry Talbot, aka the Wolfman, is just not having a good time. And he gets this letter slipped under his door by a mysterious count that needs like a businessman to advocate for his dig site in Egypt. So he kind of thinks like, why not? I have nothing else happening right now. Let me go over there. So he gets there and he learns about all these like hieroglyphics at this dig site that are leading to this amulet that is buried deep in the mummy Caris's chest. And that amulet is said to be able to break the curse of the sun and the moon, which is why he wants it, because then he does not have to be transformed by the moon every day. So he's going, he hears that he's buried in the temple of Anubis, okay? Bear with me, I know it's a lot. So he's going into this temple, and that's when the full moon is. So he transforms and he starts tearing through everybody, everything in the temple. While that's happening, there's a priest in the temple of Anubis trying to rise the mummy Caris to help like wage this war with all of his minions and kind of protect the amulet, because they don't want the Wolfman to have it. And then it turns out that this mysterious count that needed this benefactor is actually Count Dracula. So that's how he fits in. So you'll see him transform. He shows up in wolf form and transforms into the Count Dracula that we know and love. And it is set to be the battle royale of monsters, Universal Monsters, Legends, Killer.
So we didn't get much of an explanation about Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire because it's very similar to last year's show. The only difference is that instead of it just being Tiana from the Fuel Girls from the UK, it's actually all of the girls that are part of that troupe. So there was just fire and aerialists and sexy dancing, and it was just really overwhelming. Still in the Fear Factor stage. It's very hot in there, but it was really good.
So essentially this one is like been described as the cousin of Seeds of Extinction from Halloween Horror Nights 28, like the long lost cousin. The air has become poisonous to breathe, so those that are trying to escape and survive are going down into the New York like old subway system, and that's where they're trying to live. And they kind of start out as survivors, and then they move into like cannibals, and you'll see they have all kind of like crude weapons with like found objects, and then from there they kind of just turn into like animals. We call it devolution, like instead of evolution. So you'll kind of see what the crust of the earth looks like, and we'll try to make it out alive. Bugs eaten alive. This is, for me, and I'm sure I've talked to you guys about this before, Slaughter Cinema from HHN 28 is my favorite house of all time, and this feels like, to me, the cousin of that one, just with the kind of campy vibes. So, I'm going to start by telling you, in this house, there are 37,561 bugs. Probably more because it's Florida, so I'm sure there's actual bugs like scurrying around in there. But so we're going to go to the 50s, to the World's Tech Fair, where this company is kind of like presenting all their new and fun inventions. The invention that they're most excited about is the extraordinaire. So it's going to heat and cool your home and keep out unwanted pests, and it smells like pine. So all around a good time. However, at Pavilion 31, this testing kind of goes awry, and the overdose of this extraordinaire has an adverse effect. So all of the bugs escape and start mating with each other and laying their eggs in anything they can get their little legs on, including people. So yeah, we're just going to try to survive that and not become egg sacs. So gross. So gross.
So I am a dingus, and I was unable to record Seaward in normal speed explaining Conjure the Dark. Conjure the Dark is basically it's the first All Hallows Eve. It's a witch trying to bring everybody back to life, and she has different minions and evil people There were a few people in this scare zone that apparently recognized me, but I didn't know who they were, unfortunately, so it was a little hard to say hey to everybody, but it was actually pretty cool. There's a show that happens 4 times a set, which is about 45 minutes, and it was actually really nice to see. It was cool. Guess what? I also filmed Seaward saying all of the synopsis of this house in slow motion, but if you've watched Freaky and if you've watched The Black Phone, they do it right. This is actually one of my favorites ever of the Blumhouse series that they've come up with. Freaky was so much fun. It was actually really, really cool to see, and The Butcher was awesome. The Black Phone, though, traumatized me while watching the film, and it honestly almost made me cry. You are so... It's so scary, but so good. So unfortunately, Cora and I actually got there late, so we were not able to hear the explanation behind Graveyard Deadly Unrest. But from what I see, I absolutely love the costuming. The set pieces are gorgeous, and I actually really think that this will be the scare zone where I just kind of hang out. Same thing with Sweet Revenge, but it's actually really fun and really pretty, and the costumes are incredible. I do wish that they had a little bit more energy, but you know, everything is a work in progress. This is the first weekend, so hopefully we see some changes by the end.
Watching the graveyard thing. The graveyard thing? Yeah, it's okay. Right, that's what it's called. Coco's husband is in that scare zone. The good thing is he's not the closing cast, but we are going to meet back up with the tour, our Scream Squad, to do Dead Man's Pier one last time because it was just that good. Amazing. But what did you think of the house that you didn't do during preview?
I mean, I liked all of them. There were definitely some that surprised me, like El Chupacabra was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Dead Man's Pier, of course, like, I knew it was going to be amazing because everyone said it was amazing, but I didn't know it was going to be that good.
Yeah, the sets are absolutely incredible. I honestly didn't feel like I was in a soundstage, but I thought it was such a great time.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
RIP.
Yes. If you're able, I definitely recommend to get a group of 10 people and do a private tour because everything is catered to your whim, basically. Get your Scream Squad. But yeah, it's just, I had a really good time. Like, I don't think I ever want to do Horror Nights without Express or a RIP tour.
We've tasted heaven and now we can't go back. It was really nice.
So I guess now we have to just spend a bunch of money to do it. But that also means buying tickets for Austin and the kids because now you have to buy tickets for everyone that comes in, even babies. And we bring the kids with hearing protection and stuff, so, you know, but yeah, my favorite is still The Weeknd. We did the house twice. It was amazing. Blumhouse, I loved the freaky part, but the Black Phone absolutely terrified me. I almost cried. There's always a house I cry in every single year. That was the one that almost made me cry.
Yeah, that house did a really good job about putting you in the position of the victim in the movie. I'm not going to give any away if you haven't seen it, but it made you feel like you were in the movie, but not in a good way.
Yeah,
It was petrifying.
That's one movie you don't want to be part of.
No.
At all. We went through the Scarecrow scare zone once.
It's Con guy.
We saw the guy that's dressed as literal corn, so of course everyone was making the corn joke.
He was having a corn-tastic day.
He's gonna be so sad by the time that like the event finishes. Like everyone just has, it's corn!
But I can't stop.
Yeah, it's funny. But I did film a few of the scare zones and a few of Seaward's introductions to the houses in slow-mo. So you're not gonna have that. But I guess I will dub over it and just basically say exactly what she was saying, because that would probably be the only thing to do. But
otherwise it'll be a really long video.
Yeah, I definitely recommend to watch all of the Weeknd after hours videos and watch the Billboard Award, AMAs, all of like the award performances and the Super Bowl performance because that all ties into the house. But yeah, I had a really good time and my feet hurt and I feel really old.
Oh yeah.
But
I feel like I'm about to die, but in a really good way.
yes. And I had my Exo Cooler beer. Cora's having her pumpkin beer. It tastes like cinnamon. It's delicious. So yeah, we're just waiting for Spencer now.
Yep.
Sir?
To get unscary.
To get unspookified, and so we can go run and meet the rest of the tour to go do Dead Man's Pier one last time. But thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along on our spooky season intro. That sound has been unnecessary all night. And it's only in this area. I hate it.
Excuse you.
Excuse you sound. But thank you for watching. We will see you on another vlog. Hopefully when Austin and the kids can join us. So, yeah. See you through the link.